Yes, 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 yes. We are here, we're here, we're here. We're also pondering and feeling and reporting back to you about what people are thinking and feeling and processing during these days, these very profound, triggering days, these big days of epiphanies, these big days of pressure, time limits, time delays, time deadlines, new lives as things unfold with new rules, with new variants, with everything. Everything just feels like it's this continual turmoil, a roller coaster ride, if you will, ripple out effects, if you may. So much is going on, and you are finding um, that you are dipping your toes sometimes into the emotions of the 3D to see and remind yourself of what fear, frustration, worry, resentment, anger, despair, a victim, all of those emotions feel like as things are still heating up. To keep encouraging people for the grand awakening. So much is happening, and you know the purpose and significance of it all. And do not blame yourself if you're wanting to remind yourself of that density of emotions. It is completely natural and fine, and almost sometimes essential for you to feel and remind yourself of that density, so then you can be of assistance to talk to others and comfort others and support others as they are going through their slow awakening. And so do not beat yourself up. Do not feel guilty if you've experienced and been reminded of that fear, that worry, that frustration, that disconnect, that heartbreak, that isolation, that almost giving up hope. Whew. There's lots going on, and the energy is very, very, very heightened as you are on the grand awakening. It is time for everyone to notice what is happening for this planet and why, what is happening for humanity and why. It is so obvious now. It's truly just a sense of what's next to shaken people to make them stop, think, and question. And that's all you really need to do to support others. Make them stop, think, and question. And so you asking them about their beliefs out of interest makes them stop, think, and respond. They're so often fighting what they believe that they've forgotten what they actually truly do believe. They have been peer pressured into all sorts of responses and replies when you're trying to fight and have arguments with them about certain things that do not feel right to you, such as the current health situation, for example. They've forgotten even the process of how they got to be at their position of feeling like humanity needs to be protected from these health issues that keep just emerging surprisingly. You can see the bigger picture here. And with your neutral, you can assist them to have conversations with them. You know the difference between an argument and being curious of how they're thinking and feeling. So you can actually hear them out. Make them say it themselves, what their belief systems are. Keep asking them questions. Open-ended questions. Continue conversations. When you're telling them that they're wrong, they shut down immediately. Suddenly have an interest, as if you almost need to learn about this yourself, because maybe you were not quite right from your previous conversation that you had when you tried to awaken them to the truth. Find different ways to connect to them, to converse with them, to support them, to hear them, to love them. Keep communication open. Listen to them, hear them, feel their feelings. Respond to them about how it makes them feel when these things are happening. Make them spell it out to you. Make them go on a verbal journey to explain to you what their lives are like when they are so deep in fear. Hear them, listen to them, support them, acknowledge them. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to have an argument with them. Just be open to listening and hearing them. And then we want to say to you about the difference between feeding your soul, feeding your spirit, and feeding your ego. Do you know the difference? Do you know how to nourish your soul versus nourish your ego? Do you know how to balance your ego? Do you know how to balance your soul and to have a complete balance and harmony of all. Are you fighting with your ego? Are you fighting with your soul essence? Is there any disconnect in any areas of your own personal life that you could reflect on? Do you have a little bit of disbalance within yourself? Exploring yourself, being open with self. There are people who are wanting apologies from others. There are people that are wanting to see others awaken and be at the same level. What are you seeking from others? And why are you holding back to fully, unconditionally love them? What is going on for you? What is your hesitation and resistance? You know, everyone in your life, scan to see, who are you resisting? Who are you avoiding? Who are you blocking? Who are you hiding from? And why? We're not saying go and meet them and have time with them. It may not even be possible. They may not even be on this living plane. But figure out why and who you are resistant to connecting and spending time with, or even being loving and compassionate to. Where is your sticking point? Where is your blocks? And why? Simply asking yourself these will be able to help you release any of the inner work you still may have tucked away for a rainy day. We're wanting to say as well about the laser. This is a very unfortunate event that has to occur to awaken those who are still not noticing, for those who have still not stopped, looked, questioned, and pondered for themselves what is really going on. This is a very big, dramatic, unfortunate event that must occur. And while we understand all your hearts are broken as you are trying to find peace and balance with this information, this is something that is not a punishment. This is not something that is for the naughty beings. This is a big exit point for many who need to have their shift. This is a very big teachable moment for all. That you may be distracted so much in your 3D lives, focusing on the mainstream narrative, focusing on your routines in your daily lives. This is going to be so abrupt and so shocking that it's going to make all people stop, think and question. Because many people are focusing on perceived worries and fears. They may have they may be afraid of something like an earthquake or a tsunami or a hurricane or something that's in their local region, that they are very sensitive to knowing that there is a possibility. And so having something that's completely outside of their worry factor of possibilities really does make them drop all their other worries. This may sound strange, that we're giving them or allowing. We're not allowing, this is happening. Humanity is doing this to itself. We are observing, we see the bigger picture and perspective, and this is condoned and supported by Source for these lessons. So we are foreseeing, and we are seeing many people having to drop some of their distraction, fears and worries for actual reality of what is occurring and why. This is going to provide unity for all who are still here after that time, because you've all gone through something so traumatic and so shocking and so horrific. You all get to have one common thing in conversation. All those people that you have still not been able to reach out to because of your different belief systems on the virus, for example, suddenly now you have a new hot topic to be able to discuss and ponder and scheme to figure out what is the purpose, what is the reason, what's going on here, and how should we process it and feel it and have the emotions about it. So there's going to be new conversation topics that are going to reunite people who have not been reunited before because of various other things that have happened. And so this has got a positive effect from our perspective about unity. You know that we love unity. We want unity for all. Unity for all is very important because it is giving then access, availability to unconditional love. That is the most significant thing of all, to have unconditional love for all, for self, for others. But there are still many blocks, still so many conditions you put upon unconditional love for all. Focus on what you are needing to break down those barriers of having unconditional love for all. Figure out if you're trying to feed your ego or your soul. Feeding your soul will always give you more clarity and more balance and unity of self. Feeding ego is truly a distraction, and it is fine for you. But we want to tell you there is a difference in your mind. One side of your mind gives you the answers of ego, and one side of your mind gives you the answers from your soul, from your teams, from your collectives. Do you know the difference? We do. We do not want to tell you, but there is a distinct difference. Where is your natural mind residing? Is it in the balance of your head, or do you feel like there is a left side or a right side that you have your majority of your answers given to you? If you had to think, where am I thinking? It won't be your whole head that you think, this is my brain, I'm thinking through my brain. Truly locate where the location of your thoughts come from when you are thinking through ego. And then when you're meditating and going within and sensing us, where do we locate ourselves in your body? This is homework. And we say this with much love, and we hope and give you much appreciation for all of the due diligence that you are providing for yourself, because the more you strengthen yourself and empower yourself, the more you can be of service to others. And we know that you all want to be of service to others. And so doing this homework, doing this self-honest reflection, will be able to help assist you with that. And we say this with much love.